Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing Battletoads. We're going to see if this is a direct port over from the... so far it seems like it's a straight up from Super NES, or from NES. I know it's been a while since I played it, but this does not seem exactly like the NES version. Definitely Battletoads. And unfortunately, okay, yeah, because this is where we get the one. Oh. I don't know, these games, I mean, it's fine. There's nothing really bad with it, but unfortunately it's a little slower because of the Game Boy, because of the limitations of the Game Boy, which makes it a little disappointing. I am really glad to see that it's a different game and not just a direct port over to a point, but honestly, like, I mean, Battletoads is such a classic, but honestly, they could not at all do all the high-speed levels, like the Wave Runner and the surfing. So I could see needing to actually do its own independent game. We are not doing very well on this. Yeah, it's unfortunately because it's on Game Boy, it is a little slower, so the response isn't as good as it is on Nintendo. I mean, not to say that it's not good in any way, shape, or form, but it's just a little slower. It has a little delay when you're trying to do a lot of things. Yeah, like, we're not doing the high speed. It would not be able to function. I mean, this is disappointing and boring. I mean, I shouldn't have got hit, but I was just trying to actually kill some stuff. There's no reason for it. You can literally just sit up here and not worry about it. Well, they are trying to keep with, you know, the Battletoads theme, which has always been these kind of levels where you have to... That's disappointing. You don't, again, with the slight delay in the reaction speed. Well, they did figure out a way to make it. Like, I'm trying to go, but like. Trying to figure out the best way of doing this. We were there, I think. Oh, we're gonna do one more. They started you off early in this one, didn't they? Before, you know, you played a little while before you got into the crazy. Ah, we were getting there. It is as brutal as always. Like, I like that they actually figured out a way on Game Boy to bring the epitome of what Battletoads was onto this, and they did very well on it. Oh, it took me so long to do that one level on. The surfboarding one wasn't as bad, but still took a while. But yeah, unfortunately, it's like, I don't know, you have very little leeway. I'm trying to figure out if the quick. See, like, I do it, but I go to move just a little before it quite gets over that. It's so annoying. It's like I'm not even really hitting anything, but you got that one little spot. I feel like we're right there. I feel like that's like the end. But it's hard to say because it might just stop when we die. I hate when you do that. Oh, and that's it. I mean, all in all, it's definitely Battletoads, right? Like, there is no. We'll give it one more, just because. I don't know. Actually, it's always been a kind of a crux picking up the weapons, and playing it the last time definitely felt like it too, because you could do so much better without picking up the weapons. Come on. I don't know, the game is always just more fun when you're just pummeling them. Pummeling them with Pimple, right? Or rushing them with Rash. Or when we zip around with Zit. I can't believe we did that. Those enemies are pretty annoying and cheesy. And it doesn't let you hit both of them at the same time, like it normally does in the actual rest of the games. It's like when you're hitting the one, the other one just hits you. And I think that kind of takes away from some of the fun of the game, where you get to get all of them together and just wallop the hell out of everybody at once. Yeah, see, this is hard to, like, this enemy is stupid because it's hard to hit. Like, you try to get up against the wall and it doesn't move. You move a little bit over there and he hits you. It's pretty cheese. I mean, there's a few... Oh, come on. Really, dude? Screw you. I'm going home. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? I mean, now that we know this level... Oh, really? Okay. So they do kind of set us up a little bit to where they're slightly off kilter. Okay. Alright, so we just do this. No worries. Like, the one part is fine. This part is just, you know, lazy. Honestly, very lazy. See, like, if there's more like this, fine, you know, but just being overrun by chickens for no other reason than just to fill some level is disappointing. Other than this, the level is pretty disappointing. Haha! Yeah! And a one and done at that. Alright. Feel good about that. I have a feeling we're going to do it again. It wouldn't be Battletoads if it was just one, right? Oh, come on, really? Oh, boss, alright. The bosses are pretty much a joke. I mean, this one especially. Alright, well, he got a little bit more mad. We got a two-stager. Back the hell up, dude. Come on now. Ah. I mean, kind of a joke. I mean, the game's good, but honestly, these kind of games aren't really made for Game Boy. Like, I get the fact that it is a beloved franchise, but like, the fact that the Game Boy can't handle, you know, decent frame rates makes these kind of games, especially, you know, Battletoads in particular, a little more disappointing. Like, it's a fun, great little game, don't get me wrong, but the fact that you can't do... It's quite not the same as, you know, normal. Okay, come on, what are we doing here? I mean, we can't jump that far, so it's guaranteed we're just gonna get hit. Kind of cheese. But, like, the game just feels so much more sluggish because of that. I mean, they did good on level design. Enemies, not so bad. Just combat is just not quite what you want from Battletoads. Like, you come to a certain expectation, and it's just... Oh, that's cheese. And you're just not quite getting the true, you know, Battletoads feel of it, when everything is somewhat sluggish, only get to hit one guy at a time. Start using stuff to our advantage here. Come on! I mean, music's good, graphics are decent for what it is. It's just too slow and sluggish and a little disappointing. Hitboxes are a little off. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily hitboxes as much as it is... The hell? Just trying to level up. Okay, this boss is cheesy as fuck. Like, he just hits you with God knows what, just right out of the blue, and it takes like half your health. Yeah, this boss is ridiculous, man. Yeah, the bosses on this game are really disappointing. Like, absolutely garbage. Like, they're either really just basic stupid, or they're really cheesy like that, where it's just like, boom, half your life is gone. There was no attack, there was no nothing. You're attacking him, and it's just like, boom, there goes half your life. And it's just disappointing to no avail. I mean, it is keeping with the Battletoads, you know, mantra and what you expect from it. It is difficult. It does have a lot of... But unfortunately, just... It doesn't really come on. It's not really a good Game Boy game because of the limitations. It's still a very playable, very fun game, but it's going to become very obnoxious. And here we go again. Yeah, like, jump is very, like... The jump button, even though you press it, it has a long delay before you actually can... Yeah, this does not work on this thing. The jumping is too slow. It has a very low reaction time. And it just... I get what they're doing. I get that it's, you know... It's Battletoads. It's what you need for Battletoads, right? But... the fact that, that the reaction is just so slow. I think they understood that, and that's why they did a health thing instead of just dying. Because I think they realized that this is not well done at all. The whirlpools are cheap, like... They're so big, they keep coming up behind you, they're much faster than you are. Try to fool them a little bit, because they do seem to have some kind of, like, almost mild intelligence. You see that shit? Where I go to jump, and it actually zoomed in front of me to catch me where I jumped. Again, some bullshit. Like, I get what they're doing, but it's cheese. Back off, bitch. It's like that should have been first. Like this and some of the other things and the tentacles should have been first. And followed by the whirlpools and everything. I guess it's, they're like, well, once you got past that, there you go, you're good to go. Because like this is not even anything. We're gonna fight a boss this way? How? You can't attack. I don't know. Anyways, like, you know, it's Battletoads. It has the same look, feel, and level design as most Battletoads games go. Where they do ramp up the difficulty, they make it hard but playable, and skill-based hard rather than most cheese hard. The bosses are very disappointing, and unfortunately the combat is, because it's on Game Boy, is somewhat sluggish. Like, it's Battletoads, but it's not fully Battletoads because of that. And I love the franchise, but honestly, I feel like this game shouldn't be ported over when the system just can't handle being proper, you know? If they were able to properly do a good port over, I'm all for it. But because of all the limitations, I feel that it's a disappointing port where it's still good, it's still playable, and it's still fun. But the combat is not really Battletoads. You can't attack multiple enemies, as we've seen. It's a little slow, it's a little sluggish. You're going to get hit a lot more just because that's the way the game's going to be. Where you can't really avoid a lot because of how slow everything is. A couple of the things is a little cheesy with like the jumping into the flames where you can't jump hard enough to be able to clear it. So you're getting hit regardless. There's a couple of places that they really do kind of cheese it a little bit, but all in all, like, it really does still have the Battletoads feel to a point. Where we're missing out on the Battletoads combat, which is major biggest by far component of Battletoads is the way combat is, the way it's fun. Like, you can move around, you do the combos, you get a bunch of guys in there and you punt them all and you do all this stuff. Where on this one, it's a little slower, you can't really get into it as much, you get hit more and everything, where it's just a little disappointing. Not overly, like, it's still fun, it is still worth to play. If you really do love Battletoads, I say yes. But I mean, if you're on the fence with it, if you didn't fully enjoy it, then this one is really not going to be for you, because there's too much that's just slightly, like, Battletoads was like, you know, everything in Battletoads was like a 10. This one, they kind of, unfortunately, it's like a 7 to an 8. So you have that, like, weird, slowed down kind of, where they try to force things in other ways, and they, you know, they make good use of what they can. Like, the speeder in the thing was really well done for what they can do on Game Boy, because you know we couldn't do the high-speed craziness of the Nintendo version of it. But you know, for what it was actually well done. The water one, not so much, but okay. And the biggest thing, I think, for me is just the boss battles were just very meh. Like, they were pretty basic, and then the third one was very cheesy. The fourth one, I don't even know. Like, we didn't unfortunately get there with enough lives to at least even try to do anything. But there was no attack on the thing, so there must have been something where you avoid it and he gets hit by, I'm guessing, environmental obstacles that you're going to be avoiding, that he's going to get hit, so you're going to be avoiding him. Which, in theory, if that is the case, would be a really decent, fun boss battle. But it's gonna take so long to get up to him to be able to actually, you know, make it through that in, you know, without all the continues and stuff. But all in all, it is still Battletoads in the purest sense of it. It's just a little disappointing with the sluggish nature, the disappointing boss battles, and a little bit of the limitations that made it to where might not have been the best idea to port over, even though the game franchise is so beloved. And I understand why they would do it, and with what they had to work with, they did a great job. But it's not Game Boy material, is all I'm saying. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have a good one.